There's a new group that's become known, interested in buying the franchise. That tells me an awful lot about the people currently holding the franchise. Good morning to you. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Penguins. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or baseball, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Pirates that I hope you'll check out. The name is David Hoffman. He's the founder and chairman of the Hoffman family of companies. I have no idea what that is. They're based in Chicago. They recently bought the Florida Everblades. By the way, great name for a sports team. Everblades. Based in Fort Myers, right against the heart of the actual Everglades. They're in the ECHL. And they've made public pronouncements, this family has, about wanting someday to buy an NHL team, maybe an NBA team. And this excites me not at all. Not at all. We have just seen what it looks like when a bunch of out-of-towners buy a Pittsburgh team, even in the optimal circumstance. And I'm not interested in a sequel. Now, it's important for me to underscore what I mean by the optimal circumstance. I don't think that the FSG people have been bad owners. They've done good things to the arena. They've been good stewards, I feel, of the Penguins, both on and off the ice. And by that I mean doing little things like commemorating the various milestones of Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, being there in person to present them with whatever gifts or trinkets come along with a given ceremony. They've also done more inside the structure than I think most people will realize, because a lot of it is out of sight to the general public. It's some suites and so forth that are down at the lower level near the locker rooms. They've put into motion an immense expansion of their merchandising shop on Center Avenue. And even though I've occasionally complained about them seeming distant or not having somebody around, they've done a little bit of that as well. And yet I've never really gotten this sense that they're all in. And maybe I've been wrong about that. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm way too provincial, lifelong, born and raised Pittsburgher. You know how we are. And maybe I was being unfair. But let's review a couple of key things over the past few months. Now, I'll start with this, since this was where it seemed to get started. That was with the willful leak on FSG's part to the business world that they would consider, that they would listen on the possible sale of some small, insignificant, I believe was the term that they used, minority stake. And remember how weird that was? Like, what are you doing that for? They don't need cash. What's the deal here? They really just want to get additional voices in the group? I doubt that. Nobody ever wants that. So what was that all about? Next thing, of course, Mario Lemieux and Ron Burkle emerge. Not just as potential suitors, but as real suitors, with real talks and real numbers being exchanged. As I reported exclusively 3 weeks ago, the last time that they exchanged numbers, Mario and Ron were offering $1.4 billion. The FSG people were at $1.8 billion. That's pretty significant. That's $400 million. There's nothing done there, though. There's no doors that have been slammed. But you want to know something? Nobody was talking about anything insignificant now again, were they? No. And now comes this thing. Now comes further evidence that what FSG is actually seeking here is to just get rid of this, is to just go and focus on the other teams they own. The Red Sox of Major League Baseball, Liverpool of whatever the British soccer thing is called now, and who knows wherever else they might have their hearts set. but I never got the sense that their hearts were set here. And I don't know why they would have been. I never understood the purchase here. I never understood the purpose of the purchase here, unless it was for the land. And I've heard that rumor a million times over, because they would get control of all of the old Civic Arena land. And they love their real estate properties. Well, maybe they came in and they saw that that land is really difficult to develop because of the ongoing back and forth between the Penguins and leaders in the Hill District. Maybe that's it. I haven't heard that. I'm just saying, maybe that's it. Maybe they don't like where hockey is headed. I don't know. The whole thing doesn't make sense. The NHL is about to go through some massive expansion here, and you're about to get all these expansion fees coming your way. It's free money. You don't have to do anything for it, and it's hundreds of millions of dollars. But they want out. They want out. I don't know what other message anyone could take from this. If all of a sudden they pulled the plug on everybody, including Mario, and said, you know what, forget all of you. We are now 100% committed to the Penguins, and we believe in them the same way we do in the Red Sox and our soccer team. Who'd believe them? Would you believe them? You'd just be waiting for the next headline. When we come back, J1Q. Finding great candidates to hire is hard. Too many resumes, not enough people with the skills or experience you need. But not with ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter finds amazing candidates for you fast. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. After you post your job, their smart matching technology starts showing you qualified people right away. Also, ZipRecruiter lets you connect with top candidates ASAP. You can use their pre-written invite to apply message to reach out to your favorites and encourage them to apply sooner. Ditch the other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Today's J1Q comes from Brian, who says, DK, if Kyle Dubas is indeed done, how would you grade his summer? And I don't like doing grades. But the question is so legit that I'm not going to avoid it. Because, here we are in the middle of August. I mentioned on yesterday's show that you don't see a whole lot of transactions in August, and you see even fewer in September. So there is at least a chance that he is done, or done with significant moves. And to that, I'll say this. It would not be a generous grade, because I don't believe that you as a GM can say, I have my top 6 intact. I've infused a lot of youth. I've created competition for those guys. And by the way, I'm talking entirely up front. Okay, I'm talking just about forwards here. And I've done all these things that kind of fit into the pattern of getting younger, getting fresher, getting faster. But I've done it with a roster that should at least be capable of competing for a playoff spot. That's not me making a prediction. That's certainly not me figuratively raising the Stanley Cup next summer. It's saying that when you have Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and Brian Rust and Ricard Raquel up front, and you have a couple of kids who can fit in, whether it's Ville Koivunen, Rutger McGroarty, or both. You might have some other surprises. You might be able to put together a third scoring line. You also might not. But you certainly have enough depth up front that you can piece together competitive third and fourth lines. The goaltending is the goaltending, separate issue. To me, it comes down to, and I hate to be repetitive on this, but it's about the left-handed defense. I don't know how you can defend what's been put together with the left-handed defense, regardless of which side of the aisle you happen to be sitting on. If it's the one that's blow everything up, get rid of everybody, start over again, then your left-handed defense stinks. If it's the one where, hey, let's start building back up here, let's maintain some kind of good feeling, let's keep everybody engaged and progressing, well then, your left-handed defense still stinks. So I would not give a good grade. I would not give a good grade at all. I will reiterate that I appreciate the plan. I appreciate the approach that he's taken, and I really, really, really appreciate the stockpiling of future draft picks. To me, that is the rebuild. That is the future of this franchise being fortified. But in the here and now, this offseason, since that's what you asked about, how would you grade his summer? Not good. Not good. And notice I didn't even mention the $13 million plus in cap space that's sitting there. Nobody benefits from that going unused. Well, except maybe the guys selling the team. I appreciate the question. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Penguins. We'll be back with another one of these tomorrow.